Welcome back to Zen Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC and altcoin, and then why BTC is ready to just explode, and then to the upside, right? Or at least on the next like couple of days at least, right? So I'm expecting a big move to the upside from a BTC, at least for the short term, right, before Sunday. So we're going to take a look at the total market cap, so I can give you guys time to show up on the chat room to let me know if the sound is good or not. So I was actually live for like a 15 minutes just talking about BTC, and then for some reason YouTube wasn't uploading the live stream, so that's kind of weird. Hopefully it's gonna upload it later on, because I think that live stream is better than it's kind of like 15-20 minutes, but it is better than what I'm gonna do now. So but let's take a look at the total market cap, right? When you take a look at the total market cap, BTC is the coin market cap. When you take a look at coin market cap, BTC is just about 5532. It is slightly higher than Binance and other exchanges. So Ethereum is still at 165, and today's date is just 4/25/19, 3:35 p.m. right? So current price of BTC according to a coin market cap is 5532, right? So keep that in mind just for reference. So XRP is still number 3, right? EOS, everybody's holding strong, right? Just about 7 to 7, 8, 10%, right? Some of them 2%, and so on, right? You guys know how to take a look at the coin market cap. The volume is 45 billion. BTC dominance almost 55. So I'm expecting this dominance to push to the downside. Just about like 50 again, right? Very shortly. Okay, it's not gonna get to 60 anytime soon. So keep that in mind. So let's go to take a look at the price action of BTC, and then what we talked about last time. If you go back to my previous live stream, this video just about this area, like the last 3-4 minutes, I told you guys we're gonna make this move to the downside and put a further move to the upside, right? That's how I ended up the live stream, right? And I gave you a long-term perspective, and I said like BTC gonna get to 10K, right? So that was my ultimate target, right? Long-term target. So very shortly we're gonna get to 10K. So the 4-hour chart is giving, the 4-hour bar is giving us a nice reversal pattern, right? I was anticipating it. I was live just about on the 23rd, just about like let's say I think around like 4 p.m. right? So as now we got this crossover, and then we got this big wick, big tail, small body. I told you guys we're gonna make a small reversal. Since then I didn't make any live stream, so but it is pretty accurate. So expect like a 58.50 the next couple of days. I don't think it's gonna be like we're gonna get it like before we're not gonna get it today, so I don't expect like 58.50 today, but I'm expecting some rejection just about 5600, right? So keep that in mind. So let's talk about BTC now, and then the short-term perspective, long-term, medium, and all of that. So the short-term perspective is to get rejection from 5600, right? So let's go to the 45 minutes time frame. When you take a look at the 45 minutes, right, we have to go to the not the stochastic, but the RSI, right? When you take a look at the RSI, I said it like whenever you get a divergence or a double bottom on the 45 minute, most likely you're gonna get a overbought, right? That's what I exactly said, a couple of weeks ago. I said it multiple times, and I gave you multiple examples, right? On BTC, when BTC is strong, a good point of entry is 45 minutes, at least like, retesting like 30 to 33 in that range, or double bottoming. So I gave you multiple examples, right, last week. So even like when BTC was dropping just about this area on the 15, right, as soon as we retested this area, I said like bang, the 45 minutes is completely oversold. We're gonna get back to that area. That was live stream, guys. That was live stream. So you can take a look at it just about this area. So you can expect like the 45 minute is making some high lows also. You got to keep that in mind, right? So it's not going to be oversold all the time. So next time you can expect like the 45 minute to get just about like 33 to 34, right? It's not going to come back down all the way up here. It is going to be very bad. So keep that in mind, right? That's a short-term perspective. And then a 56, a retest of 56, retest of 5600 with a slight rejection, right? So let's take a look at the daily time frame now. We already talked about the 4 hour. Hey, what's up, Base? What's up, Spencer? What's up, Humi? I just opened up the chat room. So the daily time frame, we're getting some undecided candle. It is kind of scary, but let's take a look at that. That's not a Heiken Ashi. That's a Heiken Ashi, right? So when you take a look at the Heiken Ashi, we're getting some you know, big tail, big wick, small body, but the volatility is not big enough. I don't think this volatility is big enough for reversal, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But it is at least a sign of reversal, unless you want to be very aggressive like I am to anticipate a push to the upside, right? But you know, like this, you could be if, like, let's say we got a big tail, big wick, small body just like that, we could be anticipating a reversal. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how volatile this big tail, big wick, small body going to be before, you know, the daily candle closes, at least for the short term. What's up, Hola Santos? Hey, so I'm not concerned at all unless I see like further selling to the downside, selling pressure to the downside. So I could be like anticipating a reversal, but it could be sideways correction, but I don't see like a sell off, like, you know, 1,000 point sell off like anytime soon, right? So it could be like a couple hundred, you know, to the downside. Let's take a look at the monthly chart, the weekly chart actually. The weekly is extremely bullish, no sign of reversal, just a bump on the 50 MA or the 50 MA, whichever you use, right? But I like to use the 50 exponential moving average, right? So the 50 MA is giving us like hard time right now, right? So it's not going to be easy to break this 50 MA this week, but a retest of 56, you know, maybe just close above like you know, 55, 50 in that range. That's the ultimate target for this week, to close above 55 MA. So just to close about 5500, not a 50 MA, right? So close as, you know, I want the price to close at least as close as possible to the 50 MA, right? The closer the better, right? So, but it is going to be very challenging to close above this area for 50 MA, at least for the short term. So you take a look at we're going to talk about the volume before we go to the monthly chart. The volume for this week, we already got like that's a Bitstamp. Let's go to Binance, because Bitstamp has very low volume compared to Binance. So when you take a look at the volume, right, on Binance, right, I'm expecting like at least 200,000 trading volume for BTC, right? Last week we got like 168, so that's why I'm not concerned at all. Like, you know, the volume is pretty big compared to last week, and then but the volume is decreasing, you know, over time, right, since like the first push to the upside. So if you watch my previous one of my previous you know, videos, right, about volume, I explained to you guys how volume how I understand volume, at least, right? So we're gonna get a big push to the upside, a sideways correction just like that, right? I said it like, you know, almost like 6 weeks ago. So we're gonna get this you know, segment, and all of a sudden we're gonna get another big volume, right? So just like that, a big, very big volume just like that. So this type of volume we got right here, that's what I'm expecting just by this area, right? So I expect that type of volume to be coming very, very shortly, right? It's the same scenario, right? Volume is decreasing, price is increasing. All of a sudden you get a big volume. Volume is decreasing, price is increasing. This volume I'm expecting just by this area is going to be bigger than this volume, right? Expect that, at least for the short term, right? This one we got like a 420. We could be expecting like 450, you know, 450 to 470, you know, in that range, right? Just about like, you know, 10% higher than this previous volume. So just about 10% higher, 450 to 470 in that range. So BTC is extremely bullish, guys. I said it last Thursday. Most of you guys probably don't remember. Let's go back. Just about there. I said it just about this area. Like this video was 6 days ago, last Thursday. I said Bitcoin ready to explode. I explained to you guys like why I thought like Bitcoin, you know, was ready to explode. It was 6 days ago, guys. It was 6 days ago when everybody was calling for a lower price. Yes, I called for a lower price, but that was my personal greed. It's not like what the chart is telling me. So I said it on the video, like, you know, I want cheaper BTC, but the chart is saying I'm ready to go. So keep that in mind. Chart is extremely bullish. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. It is quite amazing how bullish the monthly chart is, guys. People are taking a look at their shorter term view, but when you take a look at the monthly chart, you have to use Bitstamp. Regular candles. When you take a look at the monthly chart, in that you know, on my previous one of my previous live stream, I told you like I'm looking for BTC to be able to close at least as close as possible to the tip of the with a full body candle. Basically, it doesn't matter, you know, what's the top of the body candle is, but we just have to close with a full body candle at least, right? You know, close with a full body candle. It doesn't have to be full, but I'm expecting like a very small wick to the upside, just like that, just like what you're seeing right now, right? I said it on Thursday, right, 6 days ago on the 18th. That's what we exactly said. And then the volume, I'm expecting at least on Binance, I'm expecting like 1.2 to 1.3 million trading volume on Binance, right? It is going to be extremely bullish if that's the case, right? Because the most bullish candle we got, like, that was back in February 2018, right? This one just about this area was a 1.24 million, right? So right now we already got, I think, like let's see, almost like 1 million, guys. We got like, you know, 981,000, guys, and we got like what, 6 days left, 5 days left for the monthly candle to close, right? We're definitely gonna get 1 million. When I was calling for this 1 million trading volume, that was like second week of April, right? We're almost 1 million, so we're definitely gonna get 1.1 million, right? We only need 90,000, less than just about 20,000, right? We need 20,000 trading volume BTC to get to 1 million, so we're almost there. So and 200,000 we definitely, you know, might get it, you know, before the next, you know, 6 days, right? We're gonna get at least like 200,000, right? So because the current weekly, you go back to the weekly, the weekly is already 140,000, right? And then I'm expecting this week to close just about like a 200 and in that range, 250 in that range, 220 to 250, right? So that'll give us already another 100,000 almost. So we're definitely gonna get 1 million before Friday, you know, before Saturday, definitely. So keep that in mind, guys. What's up, Ovidio? We're gonna talk about ICX. We hit our target of ICX, guys. I think like 6,050 in that range, right? That was a target. Also, we hit target for WANCHAIN. WANCHAIN came back down to like exactly at 666, right? 6,660. So we're gonna take a look at Bitcoin Cash also. What's up, sweet ZK? Buy everything like groceries. Hopefully, it's not gonna drop after then. We're gonna take a look at BNB. Hey, what's up, Funks? Dump is coming, Funks. Dump is not coming, man. XRP, just holding XRP sweet ZK. So going back to the monthly chart, you know, I said like we're gonna be getting like 1.2 million. I said it 3 weeks ago, guys. So 3 weeks ago when the volume was like not even like 400,000, so monthly volume. So keep that in mind. So we're gonna go back to BTC and then we're gonna talk about the stochastic outside very shortly, just to remind ourselves like what we talked about last time. The weekly stochastic is extremely overbought. Most people, you know, been talking about this the fact that the stochastic is overbought like the last 5 weeks, man. And then look at what we're up like almost like 30%, right? Since like the the weekly stochastic was overbought. So I don't. It all depends. When you take a look at the weekly stochastic, you can just take a look at one time frame. Like just talk about the weekly. You gotta think about the monthly. When you talk about the weekly, you have to go back to see where the monthly is. When you talk about the daily, you have to think about where the weekly is. When you talk about the 4 hour, you have to think about like where the hourly is. So it is all correlated. You cannot just look at one time frame and then make a final judgment, right? But when you take a look at the weekly, right? Last week, if you watch my previous altcoin daily update, not altcoin daily update, but Bitcoin live stream, it was 99, guys. I told you we're gonna get to 100. Right now, we're gonna get a slight bump again just to get a better momentum to move to the upside. So keep that in mind. It's not gonna stay flat forever. So let's go ahead and take a look at the monthly now. The monthly stochastic is extremely bullish. We're gonna get some bump, right, just about this area. I'm expecting a some sort of sell-off just like that for like 2 weeks or so. I'm not sure at what point we're gonna get it, but we could be getting like a slight sell-off and then a further move to the upside, because you gotta think about it. It's not gonna be too much noise on the weekly, right? The only time you're gonna get noise is like when we're moving sideways, just like that, right? So don't expect any type of noise on the monthly chart. The monthly chart is pretty clean, right? The stochastic, right? Pretty clean, just like that. When it's going up or going down, it has to be clean, right? Just like that, right? So that was like almost like 2015 to like yeah, that was like 2015. After that we just moving sideways to the upside. So I mean, not sideways to the upside, but the price was moving up, but stochastic was just staying in that range. So expect like the monthly at least to join the weekly to the upside, just about that area. Just about this area. So expect like the monthly to get just about this area. It is going to take some time, and then we're going to be moving to the upside just like that for for the entire bull run, right? Until we we start to turn bearish again. So but BTC is extremely bullish. I don't see any sign of bearishness from BTC, at least for the short term. No selling pressure, no big selling pressure. All the selling pressure are pretty weak. Even if you go back to the daily time frame, the selling pressure is is pretty weak, guys. Big selling pressure, the bite of the candle is not even bigger than the previous bullish candle. So it is very weak, guys. It is very weak. So keep that in mind. Hey, what's up, Strengths? What's up? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the I'm gonna go with the chat room, right? So but next target for BTC is just 58.50, the short-term target, right? So that's the short-term target. All right, so let's go ahead and let me change this color. I don't like this. All right, sounds good now. So let's go ahead and talk about BCH. BCH SVB looking for this price to come back down to this range of bit. It is actually within this range, right? That was our last target of if you really take a look at, right? That's why I say like I don't like to be accurate. You take a look at it, we just got rejection from this 50 MA. So we were looking for a bit price to come down within this in this box of between 50% to 0.618. We got a rejection just about 50%. So but we just gonna have to wait and see if BCH is going to be able to Bitcoin Cash is going to be able to make a reversal pattern. Otherwise we're going to see some further sell-off. It's slightly like got into this box. If I move this back just about this area, we just give it a slight bump to the downside, right? Price just got a slight bump to the downside, so we could see like a corrective pattern in this box, just like this, right? Just like that, right? A push to the upside. So we could be getting this pattern within this green box. So keep that in mind, right? RSI is not, I said it last time, RSI is not a is not it's not corrective enough. So last time we talked about bits, it was like on the 22nd, 23rd. I said like this move is too vertical, so we're gonna have to you know, move to the downside and move sideways before any further, you know, before any further, you know, push to the upside, right? And that's what we exactly getting. So, and I said exactly right. The only way I can expect like Bitcoin Cash to reverse is to get like a, you know, big push to the upside, like a 15 to 20% move to the upside, right? Give you a, you know, chance to get back in, a move to the upside on the R side. Even by taking a look at the R side, you don't even have to take a look at the price. You know, just taking a look at the R side, you can you know, predict you know, how price action going to be looking like, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the ICX for a video. So basically BCH Bitcoin Cash, we already hit our target in that range of 0.618 to 50% to 0.618. We're looking for a corrective move, right? So let me just redraw it. So I can leave it just. If you take the entire move, you at 382. So, but if you just wanna, if you want to be aggressive, like let's say you want to be aggressive, you could take the entire move and wait for this 0.618, right? If you want to be conservative, but if you want to be aggressive, like I drew it the other time, you just, you know, wait for this 0.618 just like that. So, you know, I'm just gonna leave the same pattern just about this area, right? So just about this area. So let's wait and see if we're gonna get some sort of a reversal pattern in this range, right? So let's go ahead and talk about ICX. ICX, we got a big move last night, almost like a 10% move, right? So ICX BTC, we're still looking for a, you know, push to the downside within this box, but we're not getting it, right? So we, you know, push to the downside but got a reversal, so now we're pushing back to the downside. So let's wait and see if we're going to be able to get, you know, within this box. You know, target was actually like, you know, just about like 650, right? But we got to 650, a reversal. But I want to see like a divergence from ICX for further move to the upside, right? You know, it doesn't have to be accurate, so like it is almost there. We almost got to this area of let's say, I think it was like 6,500, right? So in that range, 6,500, but I want to see like, you know, 628 in that range, right? You know, 6,280, something like that in that range. So keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and take a look at WANCHAIN. Hey, what's up, Rob? When you take a look at WANCHAIN, I said like last time, I didn't like, I don't want to see WANCHAIN breaking this area of support. So, you know, we already, you know, break this area of support. I said it, you know, 120 extension, they pushed it upside. If like we retest this area and then we're not holding very strong, we could be we're just gonna have to wait and see now, because you just don't know where the price is going. You cannot make any predictive or any analysis as long as price is making new lows, right? So you could be expecting, you're just gonna have to wait and see. The price is completely overbought, I mean oversold, right? So, but we're not at this lowest point yet, right? So we could be facing like some lower selling pressure from WANCHAIN, right? So I said like WANCHAIN gonna be dropping, since WANCHAIN was like almost like 8,000, right? So I don't know if you remember or not a video, right? And then I think you say you had like some lower, you know, buy orders, and then you're waiting for your buy orders to be filled. I hope they got filled. So, but for WANCHAIN, we're just gonna have to wait and see for a corrective move to the upside. I don't think it's gonna be that long anymore, because our side is, you know, completely almost like oversold. You're just gonna have to wait and see for further selling pressure or for reversal pattern. Either our side gonna be moving sideways, give us a divergence, or it's just gonna have to move further to the downside and give us a divergence. So one of these patterns going to be in play, but you just don't know which one it is going to be. So it is just rather to be safe and then you know, accumulate slowly, not accumulating heavily until you see like a further, you know, selling, a further, you know, some reversal pattern, not further selling, but some reversal pattern. So at least for the short term. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. You got it at, okay, you got it at 8,000 and you sold at 80 to 100, you mean? Or you mean okay, when you take a look at XRP, right? We already got this 8% down, right? 8%. We were looking for this. We said like XRP might be dropping 8% to the downside, and then we already got this 8% drop, right? So, and then we don't have any other support from XRP, at least like we don't have any other support but this double bottom, right? We could be anticipating XRP coming down to like 43, let's say 4350 to 4500 in that range, right? We could be anticipating, because if BTC is going to be strong, right, most likely XRP going to be weak. So the only way I can see XRP getting strong if BTC is going to be making a flag, right, at least for the short term. And BTC is extremely bullish to be making a flag at this time. So we could be expecting like XRP to be suffering until we get to this area of big support, right? And then we're gonna update the price as soon as we get to this area. So because I'm anticipating a corrective move. Not a corrective move, but a reversal pattern just about this area, if that's the case, right? So at least for the short term. Yeah, you mean 6,500, right? I mean 6,500. Okay. So yeah, you sold at 80 to 100, and then you're looking for 6,500 for WANCHAIN and ICX, right? So yeah, WANCHAIN already got like to 6,600, so it was pretty close actually. So it was pretty close. All right, but XRP, we're looking for this corrective, not a corrective, but a reversal pattern just by this area. So price is just moving to the downside, no sign of reversal at all, right? So, and we just about another almost like 17% to that, 16 to 17% within this box. So before we get into this box, so just about 15% drop. So if BTC moves up 5 to 10%, definitely XRP gonna get into this box, right? So keep that in mind. So it doesn't mean like the price of XRP, the dollar value of XRP going to be dropping, but at least it is going to be steady. It's not going to be like 15 cents as long as BTC is moving to the upside. XRP is not going to get like to 15 cents and 10 cents, stuff like that. So the only way I can see XRP getting like to 10 cents, 15 cents is like if BTC is going back to like a 3K, stuff like that, right? 3K to like a 2,500. I could see like XRP dropping 50%, right? If BTC drop 50%. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and take a look at Dash, guys. If you have any coins you want to talk about, I'm just gonna go with the chat room. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go by my list, right, of coin I usually talk about. As you can see, Dash, we got exactly to this area of 0.786, and then we're looking for. Last time we talked about Dash was just about this area, right? And then we said, let's look for a target, right? I didn't even change the pattern, right? You can see Dash was at 0.618, but we weren't getting any sort of reversal. I said look for a pattern just about this area of 0.786, right? Because 0.618 was we already got the corrective move just about 0.618. I wasn't anticipating any move to the upside. So, and then you take a look at it, 0.786, we got a rejection almost. Let's see, just about 5% rejection. So let's see if Dash going to be able to hold just about this area of 0.786. If it doesn't hold, like, or give us a a reversal pattern, because the market is about to turn bullish again. If you take a look at the hourly time frame, but the hourly is too, is too unreliable sometimes. But the hourly time frame, I said it on the Telegram group like 24 hours ago, the market going to be green the next 12 to 24 hours. I said it 24 hours ago, and then the market is actually green like 6 to 10% in net range, right? Some of them lower, but 6 to 10%. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, right? So I'm going to take a look at BNB Spencer. So Dash, we got this, we got back to 0.786. So look for a corrective move, right? Not a corrective move, but a reversal pattern, because the market is about to turn bullish again. So look for this reversal pattern. So let's go ahead and take a look at the BNB. Yeah, everything depends on BTC. So like BTC is BTC is in control. I said it. So BTC is in control, right? So when you take a look at BNB, right? So we already come back down to this area for a point, not point, but came back down to 50%, right? So we already broke this area, coming back to retest it, right? So I think that's what we said like last time when BNB was just about this area. So we said like BNB, we're looking for BNB to break this area, come back, retest it. But BNB come back down, retest the 50 MA. So we're just gonna have to wait and say BNB gonna be able to break this area again, because it broke it, but it couldn't like sustain it. So we're coming back to get a support from 50 MA. So we're just gonna have to wait and see if BNB gonna be able to BNB going to be able to get this push to the upside, right? So we got a support from 50 MA, right? That's what we exactly said, 50 MA support, a push to the upside. So keep that in mind. We got a big support, big reversal pattern. So if market decides to push up, BNB definitely going to break this previous high just about this area. So it is pretty bullish, guys. BNB is very, very bullish. So I don't see any sign of weakness. It is just a corrective move. It's nothing big. It is just a corrective move. Hey, what's up, Peter? Okay, that's what they've been saying like since Peter, you say BTC may crash soon, right? Comparing to previous bear market, we should go down hard. I mean, that's what they've been saying like since BTC was 3,500. They say like BTC the dump is coming, right? If you remember, they say according to the previous bear market, BTC gonna dump hard, right? And look at what happened. BTC went up like almost double in price, like from almost like 3K to 6K, right? So that wasn't the case back in 2015, right? So and then if you think about it, right, back in 2015, the bear market of 2015 wasn't the same bear market as 2011, right, or 2010, right? It wasn't the same. So comparing 2018 and 2015, with a one-to-one, comparison is just not legitimate, right? So you cannot just compare both of them at the same exact way, right? So you can like take a look at your moving averages, stuff like that, but comparing the price, and then the price action to repeat the same pattern back in 2015 is just not accurate. So I use some like indication from 2015, but not at 100%, right? So, but I think the market, the bottom is in, and we're not gonna be dropping like 90% to the downside again. So, yeah. Okay, you shorting BTC? Okay, good. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So most people, they just follow the trend, man. If the market start dropping, tomorrow they're gonna be like the dump is here, and then when the market reverses, they say the bulls in control. So you just gotta be careful. You have to use your own sense. So you take a look at Ethereum, right? The same pattern we got since like when, like almost like the last 2 weeks, right? We already on this trend line. The trend line was just a we were looking for like a second point, right? Because we didn't have a trend line. So in order to get a trend line, you need at least 2 points, right? A straight line. So and then target was 0.0297. We exactly hit 0.0297, right? If you really think about it, right? If you go back and watch my previous Ethereum price update, exactly hit the same exact spot, right? 0.0297. That's what we hit. So, but it doesn't mean like we're not gonna break it, but at least we got a reversal pattern like on the lower time frame. But the RSI is actually like RSI is very weak, very straight to the downside. So we might be getting like some further selling pressure because we're not getting any reversal pattern from the RSI. So if, like, let's say we're looking for this pattern, we have to break this previous this low, just about this area of support. We're gonna have to break it if like we want to get a reversal pattern. We have to break it. We have to break it, even though it was my target, but we're not getting any confirmation yet. So we're just gonna have to break it to the downside. Otherwise, we have to, Ethereum has to be very aggressive very shortly and give us a double bottom just like this. Some sort of a divergence, at least for the short term, right? At least for the short term. Hey, what's up, Purity? Yeah, anything can happen right now, but you just have to stick with your methodology. I've been sticking like with a bullish momentum since like BTC was 3,500. If you're familiar with the channel, we've been calling for 6K like since February, guys. So it's not like we waited for the market to turn bullish before we saw this bullish pattern since like BTC was 3,500, 3,800, right? Using our Trololo trend line, right? I haven't talked about the Trololo because the price is too far away from the Trololo, right? So keep that in mind. Last time I talked about Trololo was the last Sunday of I think the last Sunday of March. So which was the last day of that was March 31st. On April 1st, BTC gave us 1,000 points. So keep that in mind. Hey, what's up, Sonny? Good to have you along, man. Been a while. So let's go ahead and talk about ETH USD. And then we're going to talk about Litecoin next, NEO, and so on, right? So ETH USD, you can see like the pattern I'm looking for so Ethereum to come back down to this area of 50 MA. So it has to make sense. If Ethereum has to retest the 50 MA on versus a dollar, it means like Ethereum has to drop versus BTC. So you gotta think about it. You cannot be bullish on Ethereum BTC. I mean, you cannot be bearish on Ethereum BTC and then be bullish on Ethereum USD. It doesn't make any sense, right? Most of the time, I don't take a look at like the price versus US dollar. So sometimes it hurts me a lot. Sometimes, right? Because sometimes you can get like a lot of details when you take a look at both price actions. So, but Ethereum US dollar, I'm looking for a retest of 152. I said it a long time ago. I'm looking for a retest of 152. If that's the case, Ethereum BTC has to drop, right? So it just has to drop a lot, because if BTC is going up and Ethereum is not dropping fast enough versus BTC, it means like Ethereum has to keep going up versus the dollar. So Ethereum has to be going very fast going down very fast versus BTC in order for the dollar value of Ethereum to hit like 152. So I hope it makes sense, but you just have to practice of taking a look at the price action of these coins, taking a look at the dollar, right, and taking a look at the dollar versus the coin versus the dollar, and then the coin versus BTC. So it has to make a perfect sense. So keep that in mind, right, at least for the short term. So next target for Ethereum is 152. Hopefully we're gonna get it, but that's my ultimate target. Not ultimate target, but short-term target, right? So let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin target was 0.0115 BTC. We got to 0.0, I think like we got to 0.0125, right? But target is just about 0.0115, just about 0.618, right? Just about 0.618. We're already at 50% pullback, so next target, now we should be getting a lot of volatility just about this area. So as soon as we break the 50 EMA, not the 50 EMA but the 100 EMA, most likely, you know, we're gonna get to this area. So and then I'm looking for a reversal. Definitely I'm looking for a reversal pattern, a rejection just about this area again. So but Litecoin next target, if you want to think of it in like a dollar value, I would be saying like Litecoin $60, $63 to $60, right? Let's just go ahead and take a look at Litecoin USDT. We already got this reversal pattern from got a, you know, support from the 50 EMA from Litecoin on versus a dollar, right? So it is quite amazing. So I'm still looking for that $63 Litecoin. So hopefully we're gonna get it, because the next area of support is just about this area of 50% pullback. So keep that in mind, which is just about 63 to 64, right? It says 64, so $64. So hopefully we're gonna be able to get it. So, but Litecoin is pretty bullish. Otherwise, if like we break the, let's say we break this area of 50% pullback, you know, we don't have any more chance but to come back down to 0.786, at least for the short term, because I don't think like this 0.618 gonna hold strong. So but we're gonna come back down to 0.786 just like the rest of the crypto. So let's hope like we're gonna get a reversal just about this area of 50% pullback. If not, I'm not even looking for 55, but I'll be looking for like a $43 to $45 Litecoin. So keep that in mind. Hey, what's up, Bobby? I mean, I don't think thanks a lot, Peter. But I mean, everybody been calling for a huge dump since like 3,800, guys. So guys, think about it. Everybody been calling for a huge dump since 3,800. So let me know if you know, all those people have been calling for like a 2,500 BTC, still calling for 2,500 BTC. So you gotta think about it. Some people are just paranoid by the fact that like we've been down like since 20K. Even though BTC, if BTC goes up like, if BTC goes up even like 1,000%, 2,000%, they still don't believe like, you know, BTC is up, because, you know, 20K to 3,000, it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of money, right? So even if BTC goes up not 1,000%, 1,000 points to the upside, 2,000 points to the upside, they still like panicking, you know. It's just panic, man. It's just panic. But I'm pretty bullish. I've been pretty bullish since like BTC was 3,500, guys. You know, since like, you know, since like December, guys. I've been calling for 10K BTC since December. You know, $160 Ethereum since December. You can go back and watch my early videos when I was calling Ethereum $160, Litecoin $57. It's not like in March I started to call it to call for those numbers. So I'm still gonna stick to my methodology until I see like some clear sell-off. Then I'm gonna call a dump. So I'm calling a dump for Litecoin right now. So it's not like I'm bullish all over. So I'm only bullish on BTC. Altcoin, I don't see most of these altcoin like Tron. I've been calling for Tron dump since like Tron was like almost 700 sats, right? And Tron is right now 400 sats. So at 0.786, right? So, you know, keep that in mind, guys. You know, keep that in mind. I'm not bullish like all over. So let's go ahead and take a look at ADA. We take a look at ADA. ADA BTC with just about this area of you know, target of 0.786, right? So exactly that's what we say. 1256 ADA came back down to 1260, but you just have to. We got a corrective move on the R side. We got a nice corrective move, right? So, but this corrective move, you're just not sure if it's going to be a W, right? A break to the upside, come back, retest, and then we're going to get another pattern. You just don't know yet. So we just have to follow this corrective pattern just about this area. So that's the best corrective pattern I've seen so far, you know, in the market, right? So let's just keep that in mind. So ADA is giving us a corrective pattern. We hit our target of 1256. You can go back and watch the previous video. You know, it's the same exact pattern we drew just about this area, right? 0.786. So keep that in mind, right? So I've been pretty bearish on ADA since ADA was like almost like 1800 sats, right? We call all we call all these targets, man, all these targets we called it. So call all these targets, and I've been pretty bullish on ADA since ADA was like 1050, right? Can you imagine 1050, right? 1050 to almost like 1897. We hit our exact target of 1897. So, and then we hit our target of 1256 again. So keep that in mind. So I'm looking for a reversal pattern from ADA before we move to the upside. So keep that in mind. So, yeah, altcoin will be back definitely at some point. So altcoin will be back. We're making, like I said it, if you follow make sure to follow my Telegram group, because sometimes I give updates even though it's not like financial advice. I said it 24 hours ago. I said like altcoin, I'm making a nice pattern on the hourly time frame, and then we should be bullish, not bullish, but the market should be green the next 12 to 24 hours. That's what I said on the Telegram group. You can join my Telegram group. Excuse me. You can join the Telegram group. It's free, guys. I mean, we just exchange ideas. So it's not, you're not paying anything. It's not a membership. So most crypto YouTubers, they selling you something, right? They either selling you something or they promoting something. So I'm not doing any of those. I'm just doing it for free. So keep that in mind, and just to have some record of what I've been saying and stuff like that. 2024, I can go back and watch these videos. I watch my own videos and I watch any YouTubers, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nano. Nano is pretty interesting because I added some to my position, Nano BTC. When you take a look at Nano, we got a big rejection just about 35,000, right? Let's say 35.50 in that range. We couldn't break the previous high of 35.69, right? I mean 35,000, right? Let's say just say 36,000. Just round it up. We got a big rejection just about 35,000 again. So, but it is a big dump. It is a bearish momentum. Even though I got some, I added some to my position. It is pretty. It's not looking good at least, right? But let's take a look at the Heikin-Ashi. When you take a look at the Heikin-Ashi, it is giving us some sign of reversal, big tail, big wick, small body, but it's not that bearish, right? We could just see like a sideways correction, a further move to the upside, right? Let's take a look at the stochastic. Hey, what's up, Purity? Thank you. Stock. The stochastic also is, it is not giving us a straight line. It is not strong enough, but we could be anticipating like at least the stochastic to get to like to 85 to 100 in that range, right? So I'm still bullish on Nano. At least for the short term, until I see like some further selling pressure to the downside. But I'm still gonna be a bullish, right? So I'm still bullish on Nano. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Let's take the 4-hour time frame. We're getting a reversal pattern. So just like BTC, basically Nano is the only coin that is following BTC so far. So nice corrective move just about this area. So on the 23rd, when BTC started to drop, Nano dropped, get a support from 50 EMA, but BTC did not get a support from 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. Only Nano, you see Nano got big rejection on the 50 EMA, right? So on the 4-hour time frame. So let's see if the 4-hour time frame on the stochastic, we can get back to that area, right? But Nano has to be strong. It cannot be lagging behind. Like I don't like this noise on the stochastic. So I want to see like Nano, make this a straight move just like this. Let me show you guys. I want to see Nano make clean move to the upside just like that, guys. So we need this type of clean move to the upside. So that way we're gonna easily hit like 39.50. 39.50 is next target for Nano, right? I mean 39,000 and 39. Let's just say 39,000. So 39,000. So current price of Nano is just about 33,000. So 32.99. So let's go ahead and Take a look at NEO. NEO made a big move last night, almost like a 10% move. So, but it was quite it was quick. You couldn't catch it. So it was like on the dollar value, it went up like, I think it went down to 9.3 and then get back up to 10.3. So, but versus BTC, we came back down to 170. I think like 100 and let's see. NEO came back down to. Let me see. I can't see anything with these candles. Like 174,000. So I said it like I hate to see NEO at below like 190,000. We get back down to 170,000. It's okay, but the stochastic is, you know, on the 4-hour time, it is pretty strong. At least the last last weeks. So it is pretty strong. So we could be anticipating a further sell off to the downside, right? And retest is 175,000 at least for the short term, right? Look for NEO to retest 175,000 sats for the short term. Because let's take a look at the bigger picture, right? Even when you take a look at the bigger picture, right, it is pretty strong, right? The daily is pretty strong. Take a look at it. So, but I don't think the stochastic going to be this vertical. We're going to get a slight bump and a push to the upside. We could be anticipating those type of pattern. But let's take a look at the RSI. Yeah, NEO is pretty safe so far, so it is pretty safe. BT is strong. NEO is holding strong, $9, $10, so it is pretty strong. So the day on the R side, we're looking for a divergence, so we're not getting any. So I don't think like we're gonna just make a reversal V-shaped pattern from NEO, at least for the short term. So we could be anticipating a double bottom at least for the short term, right? Before a reversal, just to be safe, right? Just to be safe. I mean, if I'm pretty bullish on NEO, but you know, just to be safe, look for a reversal pattern. It's not time to be in rush, because RSI is completely oversold, so you don't need to be rushed. You don't need to be in rush, at least for the short term, right? Hey, what's up, Double A? Let's take a look at the ZILLIQA. I haven't talked about ZILLIQA quite a while now, so. ZILLIQA, we're still moving to the downside. No selling pressure, right? Let's see ZILLIQA. No buying pressure. When you take a look at ZILLIQA, same pattern as Ethereum, right? We are looking for this retest of this trend line. So we got the retest of the trend line, but no reversal pattern. So, and I said like we could be moving sideways just like that. So we just don't know. We have to wait for a divergence for ZILLIQA. That's the best way to be anticipating the market right now. So wait for divergence. It is already double bottoming, so you don't know how low it is going to push to the downside. So wait for divergence for confirmation, because once the market wants to go up, it is going to go up. It's not most of these coins, they don't go up like 2-3%, man. When they decide to go up, they're going to go up like 30, 40, 50, 60% to the upside. So it's not, you don't need to be rushing unless you're day trading, like looking for your 3 to 4% a day, stuff like that. But it is not time to be in rush. So look for a reversal pattern. ZILLIQA always give you a reversal pattern. So look for RSI to start moving sideways, just like that. It pushed to the upside, retest, and then it further move to the upside. So it might take quite a while, just like I drew for NEO, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, unless ZILLIQA like decide to give a 25% move to the upside, right? And then you wait for a retest, right? And that's like that. But otherwise, it is going to be lagging just like that. That's what I'm anticipating. Not in rush at all. Not in rush at all. Let's take a look at NEBLIO. I'm just gonna go by the chat room. If you guys don't have any coin to talk about, I'm just gonna go by my list, right? So NEBLIO and ZILLIQA, they basically having the same type of pattern. So if you remember my most of my altcoin daily update, NEBLIO, ZILLIQA, Dash, they got the same pattern. You see, I changed the screen, and then you take a look at the RSI, is the same exact pattern, the same exact RSI pattern. When I said like NEBLIO, ZILLIQA, Dash got the same pattern, that was like back in March, like mid-March, and still like end of April, they still got the same pattern. So I just switched the screen like from ZILLIQA to NEBLIO, and then you can see the same pattern. So we got back to this area for support for the same exact area of support I drew for NEBLIO. We got to this area, so but we're not getting any reversal pattern. So next area of support, if you're not in rush, you just wait for, let's say I think it's like almost 22,000 sats, right? Almost 22,000, just about 22,000, right? So 22,000, because we're not getting any reversal pattern. You cannot call for bullishness, so you just have to wait for reversal pattern. RSI is completely oversold, right? So you can start accumulating. It's not a financial advice, but accumulate 1-2% of your buy orders every now and then until you get a reversal pattern. So I don't think it's gonna be like this. I was just drawing, but I don't think it's gonna be like this. So yeah, so keep that in mind, at least for the short term, right? And just remove this before I came back and thinking. Right, so keep that in mind, right? Next target just about 22,000, right? Okay. Oh, BNB. We already talked about BNB, but let's go back to BNB and then AION next. Like BNB, we were looking for a target of 50 MA. We already like made a new high, and then we say like we're gonna look for a reversal from BNB just about this area of that time BNB was like almost 10% away, right? And then we say we're gonna get some support from a 50 MA. Look at it, we got exact support at 50 MA just about this area, right? We got a big reversal pattern, but very undecided candle the last 24 hours. So a retest of the 50 MA is very probable, but you just have to wait and see, right? So but it is pretty, BNB is pretty bullish. If you want to think about BNB like long term, it is pretty bullish, guys. It's a $200 BNB is on the table, so but you just have to be patient. I missed the boat for BNB. I didn't buy at $4, so I don't think I will be buying BNB anytime soon, because I don't think it's gonna get back to $4 anytime soon either. So so I don't think I don't hate BNB, but I'm not a for some reason I'm not I just don't accumulate BNB, so I'm missing the boat, I know. So well, let's go ahead and talk about AION. AION gave us a nice channel. I was actually pretty bullish on AION because it gave us the same pattern as the Ethereum Classic, but for some reason, it is just, pushing to the downside, right? Making basically some new lows on Binance, right? So I don't think that's the lowest price of AION, versus BTC. You have to go back to other exchanges to get the lowest price, because I think AION was at some point higher than this, right? So but lower than this actually. So but the current price of AION is just about 53. No reversal pattern, so we could be anticipating a divergence shortly from AION, just like that. Get a lower price from AION, just like, let's see, 45 to 46 in that range, before a push to the upside, right? So but I was pretty bullish on AION after we got this bull flag, but this bull flag failed. A ABC correction to the downside. It could be 5 waves, an impulse wave to the downside, not ABC. So let's see. But I wouldn't be in rush with AION, even though I was pretty bullish at some point. But I would, just wait for divergence and confirmation, at least for the short term, not to be in rush. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for AION. and then we're gonna see, at least for the short term, where we're going next. But I was pretty bullish on SAI. So I was pretty bullish. Let's take a look at XRP again. We already talked about XRP, and then we're looking for support just about this area, right? We got back to this area of support we talked about last time, right? We even broke it, right? So XRP couldn't even hold this area for support, right? So it was like almost 8% to the downside, you know, last time we talked about it. So now we just about this area of 55, right? 5500. So most likely we're gonna retest this area of 4500 to 4,000 to 4,500. That's the next area of support you should be looking for, right? For a reversal. Otherwise, we just don't have any other supports. At least, we actually got another one, but it is actually very low, like 1,200. So the only way I can see XRP going this low is like BTC going like, you know, to 10K, stuff like that, right? So BTC going to 10K. That's the only way I can see XRP going this low. Right, but I don't see XRP going back to those areas, you know, shortly, right? Maybe in the long term, for a very short time, and then it further move to the upside. But let's just focus on the short term target, 4,000 to 4,500 for next area of support, right? If we don't get any reversal pattern, so because we got this divergence, but it is not serving us well, so you know. We got this divergence, but it is not helping us. Okay, it is not helping at all. It is not helping at all. So it is not helping at all. So as soon as we get back to the neckline, you definitely got a double right shoulder. But we already broke this area of the right shoulder, you know, formation. So you know, and then we move into the neckline. So and we move into the head. So it is not going to be, as soon as we get to this area, it's not going to be a inverse head and shoulder anymore. You would be looking for a double bottom, right? So that's the most probable scenario to be looking for a double bottom instead of this inverse right head and shoulder. So it's not going to be working anymore as soon as we get to this area of this area of a double bottom, just about this area. So you're just going to call it a double bottom and see if it's going to hold, right? So at least for the short term, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at IOTA. IOTA is completely IOTA kind of reminds me of EOS, when EOS was getting that big sell off to the downside, like down to like $1.50. That's the same pattern I'm looking for. IOTA is kind of remind me. So it is basically like just completely oversold, right? So even though IOTA was one of my top pick, but I said wait for sign of bullishness, right, before you jump in, because sometimes a coin might be down like 30% in one quarter, and then another 30% the next month, right? So keep that in mind. So but it is completely oversold, no sign of reversal. I would be looking for divergence before I jump in, at least for the short term. I would look for a big divergence. So look for this divergence. It's not time to be in rush at all. So all these coins, most of them are either oversold or 0.786, or double bottoming. So and then it's not gonna last forever. At some point we're gonna get a reversal pattern, at least, right? So but most of these coins, they've been down since April 1st. I said it, the first week of April. The most important date in April is, the most important day in crypto right now is April 1st, right? I said it since like the first week of April, and then since April 1st, most of these coins, 90% of them, they cannot break this April 1st high. So only BTC has been up since April, right? And a few alt, right? So but only BTC is up since April, and Nano I can think of, right? That's the only coin I can think of right now. You're welcome, Sonny. I wouldn't say before moving to the upside for XRP, like you always have to wait for confirmation. Let's go back to XRP. The market gonna be here for a very long time, so you cannot just say like move to the upside, move to the upside. You just have to get confirmation. I'm saying like we got a divergence, right? But the volume is not here. Like I'm looking for 1.8 billion, right? You know, on a total market cap. I mean a coin market cap, right? On coin market cap, right? Before a push to the upside. So let's say we don't get 1.8 billion, we're not going to get any reversal sign. So, but the next area of support, you could be anticipating a reversal, is this area. It doesn't mean like XRP going to move to the upside. It's just like you're expecting reversal pattern and then a further move to the upside. But it is not a confirmation of a reversal. So you got to think about it. It is just a probability. It's not, we're not analyzing with certainty. So, but let's look for a double bottom first before and look for this reversal pattern before we call for XRP going to the moon, right? So because we got a divergence and then XRP is not doing anything, so you cannot just say, I cannot just say like it is going to reverse once we get to the this area of a double bottom. Even though I want XRP to go up, but we have to wait for confirmation, at least for the short term. So wait for confirmation. I would be just accumulating slowly, not heavily, so, and then if like let's say I'm thinking like XRP gonna reverse and then it is not reversing, I'm just gonna get my stop loss, right? Because you don't know what the market is doing. You're just analyzing what the market probably going to be doing. So remember that. So all right, let's go ahead and talk about nulls. Regarding nulls, we hit our target on the offer just about 0.618, right? So we hit our target of just about just about 14,000 sats, right? 1450, right, in that range. So but it is not giving us a sign of reversal. We got this corrective move just about between 50% and 382. So I don't think like nulls gonna be reversing anytime soon, but to retest 0.786, right? So which is just about 12.5, right, in that range, 12,500 in that range, right? So look for a support just about this area. If not, we're gonna have to make a double bottom just like the rest of the crypto. So at least for the short term, right? So keep that in mind. I don't think nulls are gonna be making a double bottom anytime soon. I mean double top anytime soon. So this pattern is pretty bearish. It is a corrective move. It didn't push to the upside. It broke the previous low, and most likely this area 50 EMA not going to support the price. So next area, just about this area. Let's say you're swing trading or you're day trading, you could get easily a 3 to a 7% just about this area. So, but if you're holding for long term, I would wait for confirmation, or I would be just accumulating just about this area. If you get like a reversal pattern, you can jump in, but I would be waiting like for a double bottom or 0.786 for long-term accumulation. So if you're not in rush, it's not a financial advice, but I'm just saying what I'm thinking, right? So, and what I would be doing. So let's take a look at Populous. When you take a look at Populous, we're getting a reversal pattern from Populous finally, almost at a just about like just about 21,000 sats, right? We found some sign of reversal, right? But it is only like the first day, so you would be waiting for confirmation, because the same thing that happened to XRP could be happening for Populous. So you just have to wait for confirmation, not jump in. So wait for wait for reversal, a divergence, and a further move to the upside, break it. So it is going to be a long wait, but it worth it. Like instead of you like instead of you buying from this area of 24,000, and then it is going to go, I mean, it is the price goes to like 15,000, it is not going to be good, right, at all. So you better wait for a nice pattern just about this area, a further move to the upside. So we were looking for this pattern. You can see just about this area, but we broke the previous low, right? A push to the upside. That's what I exactly said, right? Retest it, and then wait. So it is going to do this. It is going to be doing the same thing. So, but wait for a retest, right? And a push to the upside. Then you can anticipate, the move to the upside, right? But we could be breaking this area just like that again. So, but wait for this pattern at least for the short term, because we could break like 2,000 this week. Just about this area, we could break it very easily. So if BTC decides to go up or down, it doesn't matter. So because if BTC goes down, like all these coins are going to be going down, right? So, and altcoins are too bearish for BTC to be dropping. You gotta remember that altcoins are too bearish for BTC to be dropping. So yeah, okay, let's take a look at the WTC. I said it on March 31st. My last altcoin, daily update. I said, altcoin are too bullish for BTC to fail. And then on the first, BTC just, made all altcoin like bearish. So, when you take a look at the WTC, it looked like a, MCO and WTC, they got the same pattern, a double top, just like Nano, also a push to the downside, right? So we are looking for WTC, Walton to retest this 0.786, but Walton is was pretty much bullish and then decided to double top. Now it is moving to the downside, so got a support from a 50% pullback. So, and I think it is just a corrective move, but we are definitely going to retest this 0.786. I mean, this area for 0.618 very shortly. Even though I was pretty bullish on Walton when Walton was like 32,000. So, and then we hit like 53,000. So sats, it is pretty good, right? So it is pretty good. It is pretty good. So if like you, let's say like you sold some of your Walton just about 53,000 sat, I would be looking for a reversal pattern just about, 0.618 or 0.786 would be accumulating just about this area. So, because definitely if you like swing trading or day trading, you're going to get another opportunity to take an exit and take some profit. So, but 0.786 to 0.618 should be a good target for swing trading. Next buy target. So just about this area. Right. So, but this bearish momentum is pretty. It is pretty rough for a further sell off, for further push to the upside. So at least for the short term. Let's take a look at Monero. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at ontology constant. For Monero, we're looking for this double bottom. It is just an aggressive way of looking at it, but you could put your double bottom just about this area. I mean, this trend line just about this area, right? I said it last time, but just to be conservative, right? Because altcoins are pretty bearish, I put it just about this area, right? That's the reason why I put it in this area. But let's say I put that trend line in this area, we would already like hit our target, but I'm still like conservative because BTC is pretty at least bullish, right, for the short term. So we could be looking for a retest of this area, even a further sell off to the downside, right? Because our side just gave up, right? Just gave up. We got big volume, buying volume, right? That's one of the biggest buying volume like since almost like mid March, right? But you take a look at it, the candle is very undecided. The selling pressure was very big also, because look at this rejection. So we got a big rejection, but it is not continuing it is not continuing the uptrend. So look for a possible retest of this area, a divergence on the R side. So it's not a rush. I would just wait for a confirmation before I jump in. So I would wait for confirmation at least, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at ontology. Hey, what's up, T-Shanat? Welcome back. Ontology, like we said about ontology, right? You know, we got this reversal pattern, and then ontology, we said like it's going to drop further to the downside. So that's what we got in right, exactly 0.786, right? So I've been bearish about on ontology since ontology was just about this area of you know, 32,000, right? So you know, and then you know, target was 0.786. So you see, like, I'm not always bullish, right? Even though sometimes I look for bullishness, but if I don't see any, you know, I'm pretty you know, conservative on buying at lower prices, right? So, but we just at points, we just about at 0.786, and no sign of reversal. It is too early to call for further bearishness, but we're just gonna, you know, take a look at the price action next couple of days, see if ontology gonna double bottom in this range, because the market is not ready to you know, make a big move to the upside, like a 30-40% move to the upside. So it has to mature with a double bottom, you know, maybe before, you know, the first week of May. We're gonna get a nice double bottom, yeah, just about this area or just about this area. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, right? Either this one or that one. So, and a double bottom gonna give us another 25% move to the downside. So, but I mean double bottom, this entire move. Let's see, this entire move, right? This entire move, that's what I mean, right? So keep that in mind, right? But look for this double bottom at 0.786 first for confirmation, because usually, like a ontology move, you know, is one of the first coins to take off before the market you know, start to turn bullish. So ontology is one of the first coins to start giving you like those 20-25% move to the upside, right? So keep that in mind. RSI is completely oversold, so best thing to look for a divergence. That's the best thing to look for, not to be in rush. You can accumulate a lot of these coins, you know, just by being patient. So let's take a look at NEXUS. Okay, Tishanat. I haven't taken a look at a NEXUS for a while now, so. I even forgot the symbol of NEXUS. Okay, NEXUS, next target, we talked about it last time, right? We're not getting any divergence, but the price is completely oversold, right? So we were looking for this divergence, right? We got a, you know, a corrective move just about 0.786, and then we said, like, if not, we're gonna retest this area of a you know, double bottom. We already retested it and break below it, right? So, and I said, like, if you want to be bearish for NEXUS, you could be looking for this I think it was this inverted head and shoulder, right? So, and just about this area, right? I think it was an inverted head and shoulder, but I know we said, like, you know, I don't see NEXUS coming back down, retesting these lows just about this area for 50% move to the downside. But we're just gonna have to wait and see, because we double bottoming, right? So we already double bottoming. So you're already double bottoming. But I don't see NEXUS coming back down to this 50% move to the downside. It is not 50% anymore. It is just about 40, almost 43%, right? So when I said 50%, NEXUS was just about 0.786, right? And then we said look for this divergence on near just about this area. So, but we're not getting any, because, you know, RSI is making lower lows, right? So, and price is making lower lows. So it is time to look for a divergence, at least for the short term. So we got this push to the upside, but it is not gonna, you know, gonna do anything, at least for the short term. So it's not gonna do that, at least for the short term. Hey, what's up, HR? Let's go ahead and take a look at the OMG. OMG gave us a nice corrective move just about this area, but couldn't hold the price. I mean, the 50 EMA couldn't hold the price. We got this corrective move, and then I say, like, you know, hopefully we're not gonna break to the downside, right? So, but OMG is completely bearish, man. It's most likely going to be making some new low. It is already double bottoming. Outside is not giving us any sign of reversal. So the best thing to do, just wait for confirmation. You know, no sign of reversal. 0.618 couldn't hold the price. You know, now we just about this area of you know, double bottoming, right? So we got a big rejection, but it doesn't mean like it doesn't mean a lot, right? We could, you know, face another 15 to 20% to the downside. I would be just waiting for divergence, at least for the short term, right? Next target just by this area, 15 to 20% to the downside for the, you know, move just about this area. Because it is dropping faster than any of the, you know, these crypto, at least you know, cover recently, right? It is dropping very fast, right? And it started dropping like when just about the first, right? But it made a nice corrective move just about this area. You thought like it's going to be a, you know, flat correction. It just, you know, pushed to the downside. So keep that in mind. And look for a divergence. The good thing is, you know, selling pressure is increasing, price is decreasing. So that's a good thing, at least. So as now selling pressure starts to decrease, you can expect like you know, some reversal pattern, because we're getting higher selling pressure and prices are decreasing. So it is following the pattern of the selling pressure pattern. So at least for the short term. Oh, okay. So the mainnet about to be released. So for NEXUS, right? So hopefully it's gonna help the price move to the upside. Let's go ahead and take a look at the XLM. XLM is not giving us, XLM is making some new lows, and then we targeting just about this area, 15% to the downside. If, like, let's say we don't get any divergence on a reversal pattern, we targeting, next target is just about this area. When last time we talked about XLM was like almost 15% away. Now we just about 4% away from the target, right? So let's just leave it like this. So we almost like 15%, we almost like now 4% away from the target, right? And then the target is nothing but this previous resistance back in December 17, right? Late December 17. So that resistance, that's what we're looking for, for support. So hopefully we're gonna get that support and a divergence, but it is going to be very difficult to get this reversal pattern, right? It's not going to be easy because the market is not ready to move to the upside. So I don't see XLM moving up to the upside by itself, right? So I would be looking for I would be looking for XLM to be dragging just about this area and all of a sudden give us a reversal pattern. But as up to now, we're not getting any reversal pattern for most of these coins, right? Even though I want to be bullish, we're not getting any reversal pattern, So only Bitcoin is pretty much bullish, and then that's the only thing we can anticipate for BTC to the only thing we can anticipate is BTC to keep going up, right? But we're not getting any reversal pattern. Let's go ahead and take a look at EOS. EOS, we already hit our target just about this area of 100 EMA, but price couldn't even like get supported by the 100 EMA, right? So we even pushing to the downside. So no reversal pattern. Price is outside is completely oversold, so we're just gonna have to wait and see, just like the rest of the crypto. Let's see where we at. As far as it is just about 382, so I'm looking for a target by 0.618, right? Hopefully by then the because you gotta think about it, right? If a EOS, right, can get to a 0.618, also is already a, you know, oversold, we most likely gonna get a divergence. Once we get a divergence and the price is just about 0.618, we could be anticipating a reversal, and we just about let's see, just like the rest of the crypto, right? 10 to 15% away from this area, right? So a 10 to 15% move to the downside, you know, it's not, you know, we could get there like in 24 hours. So it's not a big deal in crypto to drop like a 15 to 20% to the downside, right? I mean, drop 15 to 20%, not drop 15 to 20% to the downside. So, but just keep that in mind, right? So next target for EOS 0.618, right? I said, like, when EOS was double tapping, if you guys remember, I said like I was uncomfortable the way EOS was sitting just about this area. So I said it like since you know, the first week of April, and then we still like getting, you know, sell off to the downside. So keep that in mind. So I wouldn't be in rush with EOS at all, both dollar value and then you know, BTC value. Let's take a look at EOS USD. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at VChain because we hit our target on VChain, but EOS US dollar, you know, got rejection from 50 MA. Let's take a look at the fib retracement. It is just not even at 382, so you could be anticipating like EOS just about $3, 372, right? Just about 50% pullback from versus a dollar, right? Versus a dollar, which is quite a lot, another 22% to the downside. So it is a lot, but the R side is not giving us any sign of a reversal neither. So if the R side on the dollar has to get back to this area, it is quite, you know, significant, and then you know, that 20% drop is not going to be like a you know, it is not going to be like hard to get. Most likely we're going to get it. So that's what I'm anticipating, at least for the short term. So otherwise, you know, we have to wait for a reversal pattern in this area of neutrality, because we're not getting any volume, any strengths, nothing. So you just have to wait for a reversal pattern, at least for the short term. VChain BTC, we already hit our target at I think like last time we talked about VChain, we said like 115, right? We got exactly at what, 113. So it is pretty close, right? But next thing we have to wait is reversal pattern. Even though we hit our target, we cannot just jump and say, oh, you know, it is time to go up, right? We hit our target, but we're not hitting we're not seeing any reversal pattern. So you just have to wait and see, at least for the short term, right? So let's just remove everything. It is a nice ABC correction to the downside, but we're not getting any it is too soon to get a reversal pattern, because we just get to this area like 0.786 like just like yesterday, right? So we just have to wait and see, but no divergence. So we could be looking for a divergence, or you know, a sideways correction on the R side, and then the price is moving to the downside. We could be looking for that, but it is not time to be in rush at all. So it is time to be accumulating slowly and then accumulate heavily, you know, at lower prices. So, but that's what we talked about VChain last time, 115, right? We hit our target of 115 exactly price get to like 0.786. Sometimes you just look for a range, you don't look for you don't look for exact price. So let's go ahead and take a look at MCO. Looking at MCO, we're looking for a target just about this area, right? That's what we say MCO gonna come back to. Last time we talked about MCO. So we get back to this area exactly, right, of 50 EMA and then 50% pullback, right? That's what we targeted, and then price is moving back to the upside. So most likely we're gonna get a rejection. Let's take a look at. Let me just remove everything because I think we get back to this area of 50 EMA and then 0.5 Fibonacci pullback, right? So retracement, and then we got rejection just about 0.618. So I would be looking for, at least for the short term MCO to just like the rest of the crypto, right, to come back to 0.786, just like the rest of the crypto, right? Just like the rest of the crypto. I'm looking for MCO to get back to this area, at least for the short term, right? So it is a pretty big drop, almost like a 30% drop, but you gotta think about it. We called for this drop when ADA was just about like 1800, right? So ADA is now like 1200. We called for it. Litecoin, EOS, Tron. We haven't talked about Tron yet, and then we're gonna talk about Tron next. So, but just to be safe, if like let's say you sold at a I think like 10,000, right? 10,000 sats. You definitely can buy it back like cheaper, like 30% cheaper. So and get your 30% profit, at least for the short term. It is not a financial advice, but that's what I'm seeing, right? That's what I'm seeing on the chart. But we just have to. It is gonna take time for price to drop 30%. It's not gonna be in one day. So it could be, in crypto we get those 30 days. I mean 30% drop in one day, but it just means like BTC gonna be either very bullish or very bearish. So a 30% drop versus BTC, it means like BTC is not gonna has to drop 25%, something like that. So it is not just gonna drop versus BTC like while BTC is dropping. It is not gonna drop 30% versus BTC while BTC is dropping. I don't know if you understand what I mean or not. It only can drop 30% versus BTC when BTC is going up. So the dollar value of MCO gonna stay kind of constant or going up a little bit, but the BTC value gonna be dropping. So it has to make sense, guys. You cannot just be bearish here all over. Okay, probability said, hey, what's up, smart investor? Thank you for having me along. Smart probability also said, BTC gonna drop to 3K when BTC was at 3,800. So it's still not dropping. So I mean, this is how I think it, guys. I think like people just missed the boat. It is my personal opinion, but I think like people feel like they missed the boat. I said it when BTC was 3,800, guys. I think it was a Thursday and BTC was pushing to the upside. That was before we got that inverse head and shoulder, right? And I said like BTC gonna drop to the area of 50 MA, get a U-turn and get a 1-to-1 extension. People were still calling for a dump to 2,500, and most of those people calling for a dump now, they're calling for 6K, 6,500. And once we get to 6,500, they're gonna start calling for a dump. And if they don't see the dump, they start calling like, oh, the bulls pushing higher. So the market, you're always gonna get a target. That's the thing. Like even if we get to a 3K, what's gonna be the next target? You gotta think about it, right? The target is just 3,500. Once you hit 3,500, it is gonna be 4K. You're always gonna get a target. So you're always gonna get a target in this market. So even if you hit your target, you got another target. So, but I don't see a dump like a 50% dump from BTC, like you know, this year. I don't see it. If it happens, okay, but I don't see it. Everybody can call for a dump, but I'm not seeing a 50% dump. I've been saying it since like 3,500, guys, since 3,500, and then now we at almost like 6K. So let's see if we're gonna break 6K now. But I don't see a dump, right? I don't see a dump. I don't see a dump. Let's go ahead and take a look at engine. I'm about to call it a day, and then we're gonna talk about a BTC before, you know, the end of the live stream again. And then because next target is 5850. Also, I mean, stochastic is looking pretty bullish. For engine, I'm still looking for a 1969. I've been calling for this 1969 forever now, but hopefully we're gonna get it. So the target is 1969. It doesn't mean like price is not going to be fluctuating. When I called for 1969, we were just about this area. So now we got this corrective move, just about, you know, 0.618, just like Tron. You remember when Tron came back down to 503? You know, we got like that a 25% move into the upside in one day, and then now Tron is just about 0.786. So even like below just about 0.786, just like 450 sats, so in that range. But I think Tron came back down to like 416, right? Not quite at 0.786, but it is just a corrective move. But if like we get a reversal pattern, we're gonna update the price, right? Because we got a big rejection from this 50 MA, so you gotta think about it, right? So because engine gonna be giving you these big moves, because it went up like almost, let's see, it went up almost like 10x versus BTC. So from a fib level to another fib level, it is quite a lot, right? So it is quite a lot, right? If you get rejection from 0.618 and then you're going back to 50%, it is going to be a 25% move. That's the reason why you see like engine with those 15 to 20% move to the upside, because the fib levels are pretty extended, right? You know, you think about it, right? 50% pullback is at 35,000, and then 0.618 is at almost like 30,000. That's almost like, you know, 20 to 25% move, right? Just like I showed you. So that's the reason why you see like engine with those 10%, 15% up and down. That's why it is very volatile, because the upside, you know, the upside was pretty big, 10x versus BTC in like less than like what, 3 weeks, something like that, right? From late February to like first week of March. So that was, that's almost 500%, right? You know, in just about like 2 weeks. So it is quite big. So, but I'm still looking for this drop. So, which is just another 30% drop, 35% drop versus BTC. So, just like that coin I just talked about. So, MCO. But it doesn't mean like you're gonna get like, if you day trade or you like a swing trade, it doesn't mean like you can get your 10%, you know, 15% to the upside, stuff like that. But it is just a 2 to 3 weeks target in that range. Let's go back to BTC to finalize the live stream. As you can see, BTC is looking extremely bullish on a 4-hour daily time frame. A big reversal candle. People are calling for still a dump, but as soon as we break a 56, it is quite scary though. This double top is quite scary. So, but let's see how we're gonna break it as soon as we get to that area. But target is 58.50, right? So just about 58.50 next target for BTC. So let's take a look at the lower time frame. The lower time frame, we're getting a nice reversal pattern, just about 0.618 pullback, just about 0.618 pullback, right? So almost we'll get a rejection just about 0.618. So we have to get back to that area as soon as the new daily candle starts, right? So we have to get back to that area. Very undecided candle, right? So big rejection, guys, big rejection. I said it like 2 days ago, we're gonna make that U-turn. So now we're making this U-turn. So you're making that U-turn. So let's take a look at the weekly finally. We're just going to summarize what we talked about BTC, you know, at the beginning of the live stream. The weekly, we said like we got a rejection from this 50 MA, both on Binance and then on Bitstamp, right? So most people are going to be calling for a dump, but I'm looking for a 0.618 pullback from this October 15. I didn't say it at the beginning of the live stream, but I said it like the first week of April, right? I said it like the 0.618 pullback, right, on Binance, and the 0.618 pullback from October 15, right, guys? October 15. You gotta remember the 33rd, right? That was October 15. I think it was a Monday or Wednesday, but I think it was Wednesday. So, but you know, we got this October 15, a pullback from swing high to swing low, 0.618%, going to be at 6,000. That's how I targeted 6,000. I didn't target 6,000 because most people were calling for 6,000. Because if you go back to Bitstamp, it's not going to be at the 0.618, right? If you go back to Bitstamp, we already got that 0.618 pullback. We already got that 0.618 pullback. So according to the 33rd, right, October 15, just about this area, right? You go back to if you go on Bitstamp, right, as soon as we got that rejection, right, I said like we already at, you know, we're already at a 0.618 on Bitstamp, but when you go on Binance, we're not at 0.618. So that's how I targeted like a, you know, 6,000, and I say like basically gonna get to 6,000 because, you know, 0.618 on Binance, which has the biggest volume, that's the exchange you want to rely on, right? So Bitcoin is not at 0.618 yet, right? So because, you know, Bitstamp is just like has very low volume. You cannot compare it to Binance, right? The weekly volume for Bitstamp is just about like 33,000, right? And then when you go on Binance, it's like almost 150,000. So it's like 5 times bigger almost, right? So almost 3 times bigger, like 5 times, you know, 30,000 to 150,000. So, but that's how I targeted 6,000, right? Because on Bitstamp, we already, you know, broke this area of 0.618. We're already closing above this area of 0.618 on Bitstamp. So next target for Bitstamp, it is just about 0.786. If you like, you target, you know, you're using Bitstamp as your exchange, right? You would be targeting 0.786 pullback, you know, which is going to give you like just about 6,000. You know, you don't have to be accurate, 59.88 in that range, right? So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. We said this stuff like 4 weeks ago, guys. 4 weeks ago, when people were calling for a dump, like when BTC was like 4,500, stuff like that. Now they're calling for 6K. And once we get to 6K, they're going to be like, oh, the dump is coming. The dump is coming. The dump is coming. And all of a sudden, we're going to hit 9.5K. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, guys, I'm just going to call it a day. And then when I get some time before the weekend, I'm going to go live again. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to have some time to go live tomorrow. So, but long-term target is just 10K, guys. And then short-term target is 6K, 6,500. It doesn't have to be accurate. Just about 0.618 on Binance. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. $10,000, guys, 10,000. $10,000 BTC in 2019.